guys, Alex here with our 2D animating series, and in these next 3 episodes I'm going to teach you guys how to make a ball or a simple shape jump from one side of the screen to the other. Okay, so we're going to break this into 3 videos. Today's video I'm just going to talk about jumping and squash and stretch. So we're just going to do an up and down with a squash and stretch. So let's jump onto our tablets and get going. All right, so here I am in FlipaClip, and I just want to show you guys what we're actually aiming for after these 3 episodes. So we want our ball to start on one side of the screen and reach the other side of the screen and look as realistic as possible. So there's quite a few different steps here that we're going to do, and we're going to use a few of the principles from our 12 principles of animation video as well. All right, so I'm just going to start with a blank canvas, and we're going to start with our ball. So I'm going to draw a ball, and I just want to move it up and down. So I'm going to use the pose to pose style of animating for this episode, just so that we can see where we want to start and where we want to finish, and maybe a frame in between. So I'm going to hit the plus sign, and I have it on duplicate. So I'm going to make 3 frames, and then I'm going to go to my middle frame, and I'm going to use my lasso to move my ball to where I want the highest point of its jump to be. Okay. So now I have my ball going up and back down. So that's perfect. But I need to fill in those frames now in between those poses to make it look like it's actually jumping up and back down. So we're going to use the principle called squash and stretch for this. So we're going to use mostly the stretch because I want my object to stretch upwards into its jump and then stretch downwards as it falls to the ground. So on my first frame, I'm going to hold down on it, and I'm going to duplicate it, and I'm going to paste it right next door. And I'm going to do that a couple times just so that I can add in some frames in between. Let's say 5. Perfect. So now on my second frame, I can go in and I can erase my ball, and I want it to stretch upwards. So I'm going to do a stretch. Okay. And then I can go to my next frame. I can erase my ball, and I can do another bit of a stretch up. And I can do the same thing for a few frames. All right, so I did it for the beginning of my jump. Now I need to do it for falling back down. So I've got my stretch up into my jump, and by the top of my jump, it's back to its original shape, and then I need to stretch it back down. So I'm gonna duplicate this frame and add a couple next door, and then I go back to my frame right after I reach the top of my jump, and I'm gonna make it so that it stretches down. So I'm gonna erase it, and now I'm gonna make a stretch down. All right, so now if I play my animation, I have a little more movement happening here, and it looks a little more realistic. So I have that stretch up and then that stretch back down as it falls back to the earth. So that's it for today. So make sure you come back for our next episode so I can show you how to jump from one side of the screen to the other using arcs. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss out on when we post these videos, and we'll see you later. Bye.